Tracy, give us your contact information, even the spelling of your name.
Hi, yes. Good morning. Thank you so much. The spelling of my name is Prace, and then Fryer, Fryer.
Okay. A phone number for people to contact you with.
323-999-4883.
Okay. And where are you located?
I am located in Los Angeles, California, and Eagle Rock, and specifically in Eagle Rock.
Is that where your gallery is? I don't remember. Is it?
Yes,
Yeah, okay. Eagle Rock. And you've had that gallery, you're redoing it right now, if I recall.
yes, we're refurbishing it at the moment. We had um, we had some wind damage from the fires there, and so yeah.
Crazy, crazy world, isn't it?
Yes.
But we all live through some kind of trauma in our lives, right?
Yes. Yeah, we evacuated, and then so we lost some trees that we were trimming that day, and but now we're replanting a lovely rose garden.
Yeah, that's the benefit is you're replanting a rose garden.
Something beautiful will come out of that.
Yeah, and John's got talent. You've got talent. So John's the husband, by the way.
John
Um,
Fryer, my husband. Thank you.
yep. And talented people that do things.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I've known you for a little while now, and the more I get to understand you and stuff, I mean, this is what I'm loving these interviews because it gets us under the hood to find out really more about people. And that's what people need is they look, we're in a world of a stressful environment, to say the least. And uh, what you bring to us is what you do,
Well,
right?
thank you, and same with you. We just love you, and
Thank
you're a
you.
light in our lives, and you're wonderful.
Yep. So, when we publish this, we're going to have your contact information in the from the meeting, and just so I can get me out of the way. My name is Bob Friedenthal on LinkedIn. I'm under Karen Caryn and Bob Friedenthal Friedenthal. And you can reach me if you have any questions, you can reach me at area code 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number, so you can call or text me there. I always love feedback because feedback is what tells you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, right? That's always the case. So let's get right into it. Tell us what you are doing.
Well, I've been a professional artist throughout my life. Before going to college as an artist, I grew up with always drawing animals. I would draw creatures, magical creatures, and my companions, such as my dogs, cats, mice, rats, frogs, lizards, horses, birds. I had many animals growing up, and I rescued many over the years.
Very cool. And it's kind of a passion, a life passion of yours, isn't it?
Ever since a kid, I would go play out in the forest and have magical tea parties with the forest animals. And that's been a theme throughout my life, really. Sorry about the Loch Ness monster in the pool over there.
It's a way to soothe people. I think that's probably the best description of who you are. You soothe people.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I
But
appreciate
it's true. It's true. That's what you do for a living. Your art, your studio, the whole nine yards, it's really about soothing people. And that's, I got to compliment you on that because we're in a stressful world now and people need what you have.
That's very interesting. Thank you. I didn't think of that. The other day, the gentleman in our group mentioned avant-garde, which I thought was an interesting way to sum it up a bit as well. I started doing commissions in college. I established Tosh Studios when I created artwork for architects, designers in various styles and themes. I specialize in animal human art. I've showed in different galleries over the years, like the Pacific Design Center and many other galleries over Southern California and the United States, internationally, such as the AASA. I also did artwork in the Natural History Museum exhibition, LA Zoo as well. As a working artist, I came across the AASA, which is the Australian Animal Studies Association, and they asked me to be a part of their community of new established thinkers, scholars, scientists, academics, researchers, and artists by contributing my artwork to their exhibition collection. Years later, I opened up my own studio gallery, Taj Art Inc., which is what we've been speaking about, and was interviewed for the STEAM Journal, which is associated with the Claremont colleges. I went to college there as well, ironically. And it was on my animal human art, the article, which focuses on perspectives. The journal in general focuses on that, other artworks and research in the social sciences, humanities, and arts as well. So for my contribution of my artwork for deepening the learning and awareness on social impact through art. So there's an article on that as well. I worked with the USC Asia Pacific Museum and with the Getty Museum Pacific Standard Time. So I've done lots of things over the years. Another thing about my artwork specifically, I think what you're referencing, is that it depicts the interaction between animals and humans. So there's been primitive art that's evolved over time, and I am a contemporary artist. And so I do contemporary art on the subject as the relationship between animals and such as dogs, cats, horses, which have developed over time, along with domestication of these animals in relationship with humans. And currently it's rather deep in that it's evolved into a more spiritual approach with the interaction of a soul connection, like you were saying, regarding animals as creatures of being, which I use to describe the nature of the type of artwork that we depict at the gallery, which is specifically my artwork as a studio where I also work out of. I've helped other artists in the past by giving them art shows and sometimes try to have themes of nature and environment in there as well as it relates to animals in the nature and the environment. So right now, my husband, John Fryer, and I are refurbishing the gardens as we discussed, and we will reopen the gallery together, and we plan to continue our collaboration as an artist together with our music and our band called Something Romantical, and art shows with occasional artists, guest artists, and musicians. I'm also personally interested in creating afternoon tea in the relaxing gardens at the studio gallery, since we enjoy the act of the exchange of tea and compassion that it can bring to a setting. So for me, a tea party is more than a social gathering. It's like a metaphor. Each sip of tea is like an act of compassion, a shared moment of understanding, contemplation, a moment of reprieve between oneself and their higher power, as well as between oneself and another, whether it's an animal or a human. And that's what you were talking about a little earlier today. So that's how I achieve that. Since I specialize in artwork that's based on the interaction between animals and humans and the soulful spirituality of it all, I also like to bring the attention that there's compassion, dignity, and respect that goes wing, hand, hoof, and paw with certain beings, in all seriousness, which, are the animals and the creatures that we share our world with. I've been inspired by other like-minded thinkers, ranging from writers such as the transcendental poets, Paramahansa Yogananda, Eckhart Tolle, for example. And I enjoy creating the interactions that we see with each other, as if the eye of the animal and the eye of the human connect, and then we can gaze into each other's eyes, and we can see that reflection of light and love between them and each other, which is so similar because there's not that much difference. I mean, eyes are even made from the same matter physically. uh, they resemble each other, and we can see the emotions they emit. However, animals have a tendency to be in a state of being in the present moment more than humans can offer that naturally. But with learning, that can be obtained. So
You got talent. That at the end of the day, if I summed you up in a few words, you and your husband have talent, and you're very committed to it. You're very involved in it, and that speaks louder than words. That's the essence of who you are. We've known each other for quite a while,
yes,
and that's always shined through, and it's even more so than ever. You have talent, and it's showing in your art and your personality and everything that you exude. And same with John. He's exactly the same way, right?
I mean, we were just born, wanting to create. I just really stay focused on my passion. If you follow your heart, I think that's the best we can do for ourselves, but also for the universe.
The essence of life. It's the
Yes,
essence of life. So this
and
was great. This was really great. Rather than look, here's the key to the reason I do these interviews. So people get to know you. And what we should do is make sure that we give us your contact information all over
okay,
again.
absolutely. And what I wanted to say a little bit further about what I've done that ties into currently with my information. I would say that the human animal art perspective, I'd like to say I like putting animal human first, because the animal altruistically speaking, um, that can be expressed through the relationships in the environment and the animals and the human between their interactions with each other. It can also be found in my artwork, where I uh, display interspecies dynamics, like the movement, the feeling in each other's presence, the interaction where it's celebrational, heartfelt, showing a particularly compassion, dignity, and respect, as I mentioned, which are the themes I find to be most important to share an awareness for further understanding and honoring these animals in their perceived nature. Currently, I'm working on a new series as well. I've created a series of paintings, like I said, one that showed at the Natural History Museum titled Innate Wisdom, which honors the intelligence of elephants and how their relationships with humans have been established. Also, in a more whimsical approach, what I'm working on now currently is a series further to display the innate emotions that these animals have, just like humans, depicting these human-like emotions with attributes of human characteristics. So these paintings and drawings I'm creating correlate to a book I'm also writing. The book relates to my studio gallery and the garden, the Ram's Horn Secret Tea Garden. Our garden is organic, it's certified wildlife sanctuary. Our studio gallery is a B Corp, which donates to animal charities with one's acquisitions. My husband, John Fryer, and I are currently working on music and art in our band, Something Romantical, to display at our studio gallery in the Ram's Horn Secret Tea Garden. And one can enjoy a cup of tea to reflect and enjoy what's in and all around them. So if people are interested in joining us, everything is RSVP, invite only. They can reach out, shoot me a text at 323-999-4883, or send me an email at tajartinc@gmail.com, which is TAJARTINC@gmail.com. Our website is tajartinc.org or tajartinc.com. They both go to the same
Spell
website.
that, will you?
Sure. TAJARTINC.org or
Fantastic.
.com or .com, either way.
Yeah, fantastic. So
But thank you.
this is all good stuff. I mean, the reason I love doing these interviews is it allows us to get in and understand people more. You know, I manage people's social media accounts, and uh it's mechanical, so much of it. Whereas you have a lot of spiritualness about who you are. True?
I think it's always been that way throughout my life. I've always had that connection and experiences, other personal experiences. So yeah, it's fluid. It's in my work. It shows through my work. Um, Definitely, I would say so.
I love this. I love it. It's such a great interview because it's going beyond. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. It's beyond. You're not, these interviews are meant to inspire people. And what you're leaving is that inspiration of who you are and your husband, John. So um, I'm enjoying, thoroughly enjoying this. So I think we've really come to the end. You've given your credentials twice now, right?
I think yes. And thank you so much for such a lovely compliment. I'm speechless. So thank you so much for saying that. And you are such a light in my life.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I really appreciate you. So thank you.
I the key because it grabs people's attention. I have this thing about humor. You know, if you don't have something funny to say, you shouldn't even be speaking.
I love to laugh. That's great.
It gets people's attention. That's the key to it. So again, contact me if you'd like to hear more about Tracy and John. And I love what I do. There's one thing I can tell you. I love what I do. And if you don't love what you're doing as an occupation, change your occupation. So, like I said, I was a director of accounting. You know any more boring people in your life?
But you follow your passion too. I mean, and
It's always been passion.
you've touched
Yeah.
so many people's lives.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's all fun. So anyway, I'm signing us all off. And I thank you so much for the lovely interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you
Take
very
care.
much. Appreciate it.